Hey truckers, your commercial driver's license is arguably the most valuable license that you can have. It represents the most valuable skill set that you can have. And if you've managed to land in the truck driving industry without racking up thousands of dollars in student debt and spending years and years in school, then you've landed in a very fortunate spot. In this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of protecting your driver's license and a few tips on how you can do that. Thanks for watching my channel. So this is really just kind of a short pep talk to really every driver out there. Some of you guys are kind of hard to talk to. You guys that have been doing this for 10 or 15 years, or maybe you've done it for a couple of years and you've had a couple trainees in your truck or whatever and you know everything. That's fine. But you guys are kind of hard to talk to. But for you new drivers out there who have been on this trip for a couple, 2 or 3 years or whatever, and you may not have achieved that level of mastery or that high level of professionalism in this industry, this is kind of an important talk right here. It's really about protecting your driver's license. If you're a commercial truck driver, or if you just drive for a living, I don't care what it is. You could be driving for Uber or some other rideshare company. If you drive for a living, then your driver's license is your bread and butter. If you have a family, that's how you provide for your family. If you're human, that's how you pay your bills. If you have a stomach, that's how you feed yourself. You have to protect your license at all costs. With every decision you make, with every turn of the wheel, every time you inspect your equipment, you're doing it in a way that helps you protect your driver's license. You're in bad conditions, you're in heavy traffic, you're pulling up to a construction zone or an intersection, you're making the right decision. You're slowing that killer down, you're obeying the laws, you're coming to a complete stop at intersections, stop signs, red lights, whatever. And when I say coming to a complete stop, I don't mean slowing that truck down slow enough to where you can count the lug nuts. I mean stop that sucker. Complete stop. Okay? Because if Smokey's on the cross street and he sees you roll through that stop sign, slow but not stopping, he can pull you over, give you a ticket. The ticket for a commercial driver carries greater fines. Oftentimes through construction zones, they're doubled, and you see those signs all the time. Fines doubled in construction zones or work zones. Man, as a commercial driver, your fines are already double. Your fines are already greater, like 1.5 points for every point for a regular Class C driver. You double that, it's 3 points. I think you get 4 before they suspend your license. It only takes a couple tickets for you to be out of work. It only takes a couple tickets for you to lose your driver's license. So consider this. You rack up some points. The Department of Motor Vehicles suspends your license for 6 months, 12 months, whatever it is. You may not see that as a big deal, but when your license is suspended, it's suspended entirely. You have no driver's license at all. They don't just take the commercial part off. They take your entire license. You can't even drive your car, your motorcycle. You can't drive anything. So if you lose your license, you're looking for work that's within walking distance of your house. You're looking for work that's within bicycle distance of your house. Man, not me. I'm too old and cranky to be walking to work. I'm too old and cranky to be bicycling to work. I don't want to carpool with anybody. And if you live in a small community like I do, there may not be a lot of work out there. If you're lucky, you might have to start flipping burgers at some McJob somewhere, half a mile from your place. Could you find work like that? Maybe. I would hope so. But maybe not. Who knows? But you've lost your license and you're walking everywhere now. So that's pretty important to think about. It's all about protecting your license. That's how you live. That's your livelihood. A couple things that you might not know. If you're logging a lot of miles, then you're seeing a lot of orange zones, a lot of work zones, construction. There's people out there on foot. I don't have to tell you that. Those orange speed limit signs that say, 25 miles an hour or 45 miles an hour, those aren't suggestions. Those are posted speed limits through that work zone. And I don't have to tell you, there's cops all the time in those work zones. And a lot of people say, well, I can roll through that work zone and that cop can't come get me because he has to be posted in that work zone. He can't come pull me over. Man, what the hell do you think he's there for? He's there to enforce that speed limit. And it's not a suggestion. If you're coming around curves on mountain roads or whatever, and you see those yellow signs that say, 50 miles an hour, those are suggested speed zones. That's saying that somebody did the math on the radius of that curve and said, we recommend you do 50 miles an hour, or maybe 35 for a truck, or whatever the case it is. The speed limit doesn't drop on those curves, but they're just telling you, hey, slow that killer down and make it around the corner at this speed. But in work zones, those orange ones, those orange signs, that is the speed limit. And your fines are doubled right there. And as a commercial driver, your fines are already increased more. And the courts have already said, as well-established precedent, the points that you get on your license, the points against your license are part of that fine. Those are part of the fine. It's not just the money, the monetary penalty. So you're going to pay twice the money, and you're going to rack up twice the points. So be careful about that. Understand those work zone signs, that's not a suggestion. That is the posted limit. They want you to slow that killer down because there's people out there on foot. And some of those guys on those road crews, they're not paying much attention. So anyway, the point of this video is just kind of a little pep talk to encourage you to think about your license and to think about the implications. The drama of losing your license goes far beyond the 6-month extension or the 6-month suspension or the 12 months. You might be able to get other work in that time, but listen, when you get your license back, all that means is that the Department of Motor Vehicles has told you, okay, you have your license back, you can drive trucks again. So you get your license back, everything's great, but then you start applying for work as a driver somewhere, calling these carriers or whatever. Who's going to hire you? You just came off of a 6-month suspension or a 12-month suspension. You just came off of that. They're not going to be so all fired excited about hiring you. You're a greater liability. It's going to cost them more to insure you. Good luck getting a job back in the saddle, man. So, I just said it. The drama goes beyond just the suspension period. That's just you having your license back. Doesn't mean you can get another job driving a truck. So pay attention. Go slow. Slow that killer down. I tell everybody I talk to that bothers to listen or ask about it, slow it down. Be careful, right? Every decision that you're making it consciously protecting your driver's license. Protect your license. And if you will do your job with that one thought in mind, then, I think that you will greatly improve in your professionalism. carve that into your skin, for crying out loud. Don't carve it into your flesh. But keep that in mind, guys. Protect your license. Hope to see you guys out there. Thank you for watching my video. Don't know how you found my channel because it's super tiny, but pass this along, man. Encourage each other. Slow down. Protect your driver's license. Your family's counting on you, and you're counting on you. If you don't want to walk to work, if you don't want to bicycle to work, then you're counting on you too. Have a blast, guys. Hope to see you out there.